While the whole town is sleeping, I find my heart keeping around.
Now sit quiet until called upon. Your time is coming soon, and you will help us, or face the consequence.
What consequence? What will you do with us if we don't help you?
I believe Captain MT is planning to pull something out of Earth's own history. A punishment referred to as walking the plank. How can we possibly walk a plank from a spaceship? There is no air, no gravity in space. How can we walk or breathe outside this ship? That will be your problem, Mr. Jingles, not ours.
Captain to Commander Swirly. All is going as forecast. 99% of Waterford residents deeply entranced. The township is virtually under our complete control. Begin next phase of feasibility study. Send down film number 3 to be relayed over Waterford public access. If residents remain under our control, land at pre-designated coordinates and begin pilfering of the town's candy. Await my signal for landing. Empty out.
Commander, what film will you be airing over our show next? Is it as bad as Duck in Cover?
Infinitely so, Mr. Lazar. Far, far worse. In fact, any who view it will be under the control of the clogged, and nothing will save them from our plans to steal all their candy. Commander, if I may ask a question, I've talked with your esteemed captain about this plan of yours. I've also talked with you. Based on my limited contact with both of you, it seems to me that you are the real brains of this operation. I don't mean to be rude. However, your captain is a few light bulbs short of a pack. He comes up with these ridiculous plans that, for all intents and purposes, have no business being carried out logically. Yet, still, you find ways to make them happen. My question to you is this. Since you are indeed the brains of this fleet, how is it you are not the captain, only a commander?
As with all great leaders, Mr. Jingles, he has an ace up his sleeve, one that none dare make him draw. You see this armada we have, how still they are, how they don't even blink. Captain MT has them all subservient to him through hypnosis. They have no will of their own. They only do what they've been instructed to do. That is their life. The only reason I am not like them is because, as you have said, of my intellect. Should I ever cross the captain, I would be as they are now, or it would be I who was made to walk the plank. Either way, he is the captain. Yet every leader has a weakness. They must. They are only human, or whatever he is.
Yes, he has a weakness, his own hubris. He thinks he cannot fail. This weakness, it could be used against him, with a good plan. Lazar and I are no strangers to adventure or danger. If Captain MT has a weakness, help us exploit it, and rid yourself and your armada from the slavery of tyranny.
Perhaps, just perhaps, you can help. But why would you do this? For me. I'm the one who abducted you. Why would you help me?
Because I see that what you do because you have no other choice. I kind of get the feeling you don't like the life you've been handed. Given the chance, you'd abandon this ridiculous plan to steal candy. If the captain were gone, you'd take the ship and leave. Am I correct, Commander?
Without the captain holding us in bondage, indeed. I've no desire to steal candy, nor do I have a desire to enslave the people of Earth. If the captain were no longer in command, I'd free my fellow clogged members and we'd return home to our families and the lives we were forced to leave behind.
Commander, where is that film? I ordered it transmitted 5 minutes ago. What is the cause for the delay?
Captain, there was a momentary technical glitch with our transmitter. I'm sending the film now. Commander, out. Mr. Lazar, earlier you asked what film this was.
Time is almost up for your people. Should you have a plan, it must be carried out soon, for this is one got fat.
Oh my.
The bicycle safety film? Have you no heart, Commander? Knowing how terrible this film is, how can you possibly sanction showing this to anyone, much less defenseless people under hypnosis? I do as I must, as will you. By the time this film is over, Mr. Jingles, you must have a plan of action. We have a way of transporting anyone far, far away, yet to do so you must be close to the captain and place a device on his back. He knows of this trick, and nobody has ever been able to approach him, much less touch him. Should you be able to do both, we could free ourselves of his ruthless oppression and leave Earth to continue on its own destiny. Should you fail, you, Bunson, and probably all of us will need to learn how to breathe in space.
Now this is Rooty Toot Jasperson. He had the newest bike in the bunch, and he was as proud of it as he could be. He made it a point to get in the lead, and there he intended to stay. It would seem that Rooty Toot was a slam-bang go-getter headed for big things in life, right? Right. But when you have to be first all the time, there are a few things you find you don't have time for. Such things as making hand signals. Oh, he knew very well that bike riders are supposed to signal just like auto drivers. Hand down for slow or stop. Hand up for right turn. Hand straight out for left turn. But pretty soon, he began to feel silly making so many signals to stay out in front. So he skipped one to rest his poor old tired arm. Just one signal, once. At this point, Rooty Toot Jasperson left the party. This charming little thing was actually christened Tinkerbell McDillingfiddy. She's a sweet and lovely girl, but she has a rather poor memory. Sometimes she forgets to brush her teeth. Sometimes she leaves homework at home. And sometimes she forgets to look at traffic signals. Now she knows that she should. She knows that she should ride just like auto drivers drive. But she's so busy being happy all the time that her little thoughts tend to wander and... Oh, dear, dear, they're wandering again. Here she goes. Exit Tinkerbell McDillingfiddy. She forgot now and then. Now, let me introduce Philip Flugel. He's a star athlete, the president of his class, an honor student, and he has the handsomest profile in school. Just look at it, will you? Now, Flug, as his friends call him, has one little flaw in his character. He is very easily bored. Right now, he's asking himself why everyone has to go up this side of the street. It's so samey. So, proving that even a class president can make mistakes, he decided to ride against traffic. Oh, he knows that auto drivers never do this, and that he should follow the very same traffic rules. But he's in the mood to do something different. Anyway, there are no policemen around to see him. Philip Flugel is no longer bored. You've probably wondered about this fellow on foot. Well, his name is Mosby Pomegranate. He is splendid in dramatics, but he works so hard memorizing his lines that he doesn't get around to a lot of other things. He never made it down to register his bike and get a license for it. He knows very well that a license makes it easy to find out who he is if he's in an accident, and makes the bike easy to trace if it's lost or stolen. That's his trouble. Last week, while he was rehearsing the lead in King Kong, someone rode off with his bike. He went to the police, but of course they couldn't help him since it had no license or registration. He stomped out of the police station angrily, and he's been stomping ever since. Farewell, Mosby Pomegranate, victim of fallen arches. If you look carefully, you'll see Trigby Phipps. He's the smaller one in Eclipse, trying to make that bike go. His passenger is an old friend of ours, Slim Jim McGuffney. Slim Jim's bike recently collapsed from the effects of his diet, and Trigby, being a nice little fellow, agreed to ride him. Now, he knows that no auto driver would drive with a passenger in his lap. He also knows that you can't see ahead very well with someone on the handlebars, and that you can't control the bike well, and that you can't make signals either. Furthermore, it is tiring. Right? Right. So long, fellas. There seems to be a flaw in the buddy system. Meet Nellie Zweiback. She's as nice as can be on foot. But when she gets on that bike, sweet Nellie becomes terribly impatient with other people's driving. Although there are only a few left now, she's having trouble sharing the street with them. So Nelbert is about to make a decision she'd never make if she weren't angry. There she goes. There she goes. She knows that riding on the sidewalk isn't allowed in her city and many others, and that even where it is, pedestrians always have the right of way. But Nelbert's upset, and she'd like to know just one good reason why she shouldn't take over the sidewalk all to herself. Nelbert Zweiback got her one good reason. Those noise transportation of Filbert Bagel. Filbert hates his old bike. He refuses to take care of it because his folks will probably give him a new one for his birthday. He can't see any reason for taking care of a heap of junk, even if he made it that way himself. He will in a moment, though. You see, he doesn't know it, but he'll find out that there's not a shred of a brake left. Now, Filbert would be the first to agree that if it's worth riding, it's worth taking care of. Right? Right. Quickly meet Stanislaw Higginbottom while you can. He's a nice boy, but he won't be with us long. You are now looking straight at Stanislaw Higginbottom. He has neither lights nor reflectors. Stanislaw just wasn't quite bright enough. All of which leaves Orville.
Your time is up, Mr. Jingles, Mr. Lazar. I have told you that we agree with your assessment of our leader. He is a moron, but not so stupid that he won't see any attempt at thwarting his plan coming a mile away. Have you a plan of action on how to place a Viridian patch on Captain MT's person, or must I land this ship?
Yes, Commander, we do have a plan. It is dependent on one thing. Will you be showing another film before the troops are released to collect all the candy?
Yes, we do have another film. It is to start moments before we land. It is, without a doubt, the worst educational film ever created. The people of Waterford very well could see their brains melt in their neighbors' heads, as the horror of it destroys whatever synapses still function in their persons.
You are not going to show that film, Commander. Here's what we'll do. Lazar and I know of a film that should be in your record banks, as it's bad, but not terribly bad. Lazar and I will escape and confront Captain Empty on the planet below. We'll proposition him that if he listens to us, we'll show him not only how to take over Waterford, but any planet in the universe without opposition. We'll tell him what it is, and you can cue it. Afterward, Lazar and I will give him a hint or two about how the film's point can be used to conquer the universe. Then, when he goes off on one of his long monologues, we'll slap the Viridian patch on his back, and you can beam him wherever you want to in the universe. What do you think? Will it work?
Perhaps, just perhaps. But how will you explain your escape? He'll know that it is impossible for you to leave this ship without my consent.
Don't worry about that, Commander. Once we get this idea into his head, that won't even be an issue. He'll want the knowledge we can give him. He won't care about how we escaped, at least not until he finds himself wherever you send him.
All right, your logic is sound. Commence with your plan. However, I need not remind you what awaits us. If you fail, our lives depend on your success. Computer, transport Mr. Jingles and Mr. Lazar to the coordinates of Captain MT.
Captain, Lazar and I would like to have a word with you.
What? How did you two get here? How did you escape my ship? Someone will pay for this.
Settle down, Captain. We have a proposition for you.
Yes, we've seen your ship. We've seen your army. We believe you to be the most powerful ruler in all the universe. We've come to you with a plan, a way of taking over any planet you wish, anywhere in the universe.
A plan? And why would you give me this plan? Why would you help me?
Because we know that resistance is futile. There's no way we can defeat you. Our only option is to join you, should you have us. It's the only way we can avoid walking the plank, or worse. So, we've decided to help you, in exchange for our own lives.
It's nice to see that you've come to your senses, my little giraffe. None have ever stood up to Captain Empty and survived to tell the tale. What is this plan of yours? If it is good enough, I will spare your lives, as you've requested, but it must be foolproof or no deal.
Foolproof it is, Captain. Ask Commander Swirly to send down a film called Have I Told You Lately That I Love You? Watch this film, and let us bring a revelation to your mind. Once you possess the knowledge this film holds, nothing will be able to stop you, ever again.
MT to Swirly, search the databanks for a film called Have I Told You Lately That I Love You, and begin transmission immediately. Stand by for further orders.
I hope this works, Jingles, or we're toast.
Alcoa 64 1/8, up 3/8. American Telephone 172 3/4, up 3/4. American Airlines 17 3/8, up 1/2. American Potash 38 3/4, up 3/8. American Tobacco 77 3/4, up 1 1/4. Anaconda 42 1/4, up 1/4. Armour 12 3/8, up 1/8. Atchison 18 7/8, up 1/2. Baltimore and Ohio 25 1/2, up 5/8. Bethlehem Steel 39, up 1/4.
I told you afore, this here hotel's reserved for us ranchers when we're in town. Now, as any fool can see, I'm a rancher and I'm in town.
There a tree, crinkle, crunchy, can't be beat.
And now it's time for another exciting episode in the adventures of Anthony.
The strongest men break when they try to battle with fate. Now let me see what matters.
All right, Marty. It's time for bed.
For instance, at this moment, you and I are riding comfortably in a carriage, enjoying ourselves, while over there in that courtyard, the poor...
Give up the headaches and the hair falling out of those night. Not now. Have a little head from our binge. Do you mind putting the light out?
No. Georgie, we're going to go places together. I'm going to work hard for you and give you all the things you should have. Make you proud of me. It was nice seeing your friends, wasn't it?
Very nice.
Was his news important?
Very interesting, little giraffe. Yet I do not see how this film offers any advice on how to conquer the universe, if this is some kind of trick.
Jingles. My name is Jingles, not Little Giraffe. Captain, use your brain. What's this film about? Look at it. Think about it. Study it. What is going on in this film?
Well, it would seem people become alienated because of technology. So what?
So, plenty. Think about it. How do you take over a universe? You make the people you conquer unable to fight back. Even in the past, with these simple devices, people lost touch with each other. They became aloof. They didn't communicate. All this because of rinky-dink inventions that were time savers. But if you take those inventions to the next level...
Yes, I think I see now. Keep giving them more devices. Devices that do more and more over time. Keep the people from communicating. Eventually, they'll forget how. Then one day, not far off, you give them one device that does so much, so fast, and so often, that the people become dependent on it completely. They can't live without it. Not only that, they are so addicted to technology, they are no longer able to live a normal social life. They don't get married, they don't have babies, the race begins to die off. What few members of the society remain are so unable to defend themselves, they become easily open to suggestion. They are easy to conquer. I am a genius. How did I never see this before? Why, I can institute this plan on worlds all over the galaxy, and in a few years, the universe. Then it will all be mine. You hear me? Mine! Mine! We'll start on Earth. We'll try right here, right now, and see just how quickly these humans become lost in their technology.
What a maroon. He doesn't even know that's already happened.
Yes, unfortunately it has happened here already. It's too late for us, but not for all the other worlds in the universe. Captain, I'd hate to interrupt your self-gloating, but shouldn't you be placing a call to Commander Swirly right about now?
Yes, of course. Captain MT to Commander Swirly, come in. Captain to Swirly, come in immediately.
Yes, Captain. Swirly, here. Over.
Commander, initiate transport, now!
No!
Oh, Lazar, Jingles, am I as ever so glad to see you two again. Why, I thought I was gone forever. I am so grateful for you two getting me out of that spot. I don't know how all you done did it, but I'll never be able to repay you for rescuing me from the clogged.
One day soon, we'll tell you the entire story, Bunson, but right now we are just glad to have you back. Say, I wonder if Commander Swirly is gone, or if he's still up there.
Oh, he's done gone away, Lazar. He's done gone far, far away. He said he wanted to get away from this planet as fast as possible. He's had enough of alien cutchels, captains, and candy. He's gone home for good. We ain't ever gonna see his face again. He did tell me to tell you that he's grateful for your help, and he respects all of us for what we've done did for them. Should we ever need his help, he'll be out there. He gave me a communicator to use for call for help. He says he owes us plenty. But he'd just be as happy as if we never called him again. He just wants to stay home, yes he does. He just wants to stay home for the rest of his life. I can second that sentiment. I have no desire to be aboard that ship again, nor ever to see another alien again. All I want is what I wanted when this ridiculous adventure began. Peace, quiet, a garden, and my friends. Give me that, and I'm happy for the rest of my life. Yes, Jingles, I hears you. I just want that too. I don't want to play around with no life forms no more. I don't want no more crazy adventures. I don't want to be transported from here to there. All I want is my little bed, free of aliens, and a life of school, work, and video games. Just let me have those little things and I'll be happy for the rest of my life. No more crazy schemes for this bad Jingles. No more insane adventures for any of us, Lazar. From now on, I ain't messing with nothing I ain't supposed to be messing with. That is a promise. Bunson, you've no idea how long I've waited to hear you say those words. Maybe now our families can be closer, since we won't always be getting into difficult situations. Those really did put a strain on our friendship. But if you really mean what you've said, then I have a feeling the three of us will be closer than we've been at any point in our lives. Yes, Jingles, I realize now it's not so important just to live a life, but to live a life at peace with those around you. A quiet life, a simple life, a life without sea turkeys, time travel, aliens, and all the other stuff I've been monkeying around with. There is no greater life out there than a life with family, friends, and a future where all exist in peaceful harmony.